God, better ask if you don't know. Homie, better put your pride aside. My Benz get more like a Volvo. Your best stuff looks like my words. Synapses, fire and burst. Got the whole crew with me, about to do damage. You know we ain't average. I ain't gonna say this again, but it's in my time. Better look in my eyes. I'm a genius in the skies with my heart on my sleeve. You force you a block to a king in his prime. Everybody got a line. Sit back with the stars in line. I finesse like my life on the 9 was a diamond in the rough, and now I shine.
No one could stop us, they'll try, but they won't. Nada nos puede parar. Oh no, we're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants. Yeah. Shutting it down. Been in the grind, and my people all up in this place. Spinning this thing, gold on my rank. Royalty up in my veins. I'm loco, think I'm so cold. I say something, ain't no going back. Now they ask where Kiki's at. I'm like, you can't hang with that. 쏟아져 빛이 멀게 된 눈이 멈추지 않아. Once we go, 내게 더운 날로 모든 배워 빨리 달려. 넌 못 따라와. True damage we do it. True damage 보여줄게. 뭐든 쉽게 이기든 지든. My crew make the beat. No one could stop us. They'll try, but they won't. Nada nos puede parar. Oh no, we're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. It's not the way we're weak, but we coming right back. This time you're gonna see how we do it like that. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants.
I keep on shattering time. I might just leave you behind. Homie, you stuck on rewind. You just quit sleeping on mine. You got your back on reclined. When I damage your delicate spine, please don't act out, shy and surprise. They be like, what you mean? What is your winning scheme? I got a giant team. Biggest my self-esteem. Run it back, running man. They think they go hard, I'm like, come again. You run at a time and I'm busting in. While you stumbling, I got this blade in my hand for your punishment.
We're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. It's not the way we're weak, but we coming right back. This time you're gonna see how we do it like that. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants.
strong. Hello guys, welcome to the finals of Riftwars September week 2 between Levelup Gaming and Just a Team right here. Joined with me today is my lovely co-caster Chief. We're gonna have a very fun game, won't we? Because we know that Levelup seems to be the stronger team here, but Just a Team, they just beat Rebel in the Riftwars as well. They have Beyonder and Kale in the bot lane. They have ex-Levelup members, Coven and what's the guy? Outlaw, right? 0317 and Violet and Fox as well in the team as well. So what are your thoughts on this new team that has been formed? It's called Just a Team.
I mean, this Just a Team, all of them are, ex-professional players that have been playing for the top league, and they have competitive experience. So hence the reason why they're doing so well in the Riftwars. So I'm really excited to watch what's going to be happening, because if they have the potential to beat a team like Rebel, right? We might be seeing upset today. We might be seeing that.
I agree with you. I think we are in for a very interesting final, even though I feel like Levelup, is it's like Levelup versus Levelup. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that I think about it, there are 8 people here who were once a part of Levelup in this 10-man roster, right? 5 currently are, 3 currently aren't. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the bot lane works out, Chief. For me, it's like it's essentially Fox versus Eternal, right? The age-old debate on who's the better marksman. Now we've seen that in AOT versus Hawk, right? When it was Fox versus Eternal, right? Now they both are in different teams, so how times really change, right? And this time they're in separate teams. It'll be fun to see with separate supports as well, right? Fox is now playing with Jiren, Eternal's not playing with Noxy, Eternal's playing with Beyonder. So a lot has changed since these two ADCs last met, right? So I'm hyped to see how they end up playing bot lane, right? We'll have to see if they can carry, if Kale can carry his team as well, because this time. What are your thoughts between the whole Fox versus Eternal matchup that we've seen so far?
I mean, honestly, I would say both of them are really great players. All of them have no head Grandmaster, Master, and they are like on top of it, at least in the Indian meta, right? And to be really honest, I mean, Kale does. I mean, he is the guy who makes all of these fancy plays, right? Because if you don't follow him on like Instagram or YouTube, because he's the one who always posts his outplay videos and all. But Foxy, on the other hand, is that one guy, right? You never know how he comes, where he comes, but he's the one who's getting quarter every single time.
Absolutely. Fox is like, we will probably term Fox as more clutch and a little more hard carry potential, right? And Kale, I think, is just consistent in what he plays, and I feel like that's the slight difference, right? When it comes down to it, I think Fox is very good in those clutch situations, and I think that's what won them the game against AOT as well. I think Fox's Ezreal gameplay that time was pretty good, but I think Fox is in a much stronger team because Just a Team was just formed like a day or two ago, but they've done well, right? They defeated Rebel, which makes me feel that the team has potential right here, right? And I think everyone on the team is playing, right? Tell me a bit more, right? Is Coven gonna go mid or is Fox gonna go mid? Is this Fox essentially Adrian or is Fox Amir, aka Starboy?
No, Amir is Violet, and I don't think Amir is going to be playing today, unfortunately, because he must have issues. But Amir, man, he's actually the real true carry, right? Because Amir, even when he was playing in what was that team?
Amir used to play in Arcana.
Arcana, yeah, in DR Arcana, right? He was real to get a Nocturnal, and him not being playing in this match, right? It's definitely going to be affecting the performance because. I mean, as you know, right? Even the ADC, right? Coven 0317. He's
Is Coven gonna play Baron lane then? Is that the composition with Coven gonna be playing Baron?
So what actually happened in the previous game was like Outlaw was playing support. Trust me or not, but
they just keep changing things. Like, but you did have Coven play. Fox did play jungle. Violet did play mid. Violet carried very hard, in fact, in the game against Rebel, right? They beat Rebel 2-1. And in that game, it was Kale who had a great performance, but it was mostly Starboy who carried game 1, and then game 2, Fox played. So they're just like mixing things up, I feel. So we don't really know who's going jungle and who isn't. But quite a close series that was when Just a Team played against Rebel, because 1-1 it was tied. The last game went to 23 minutes with 22 kills to 21 kills, but it was Kale who had the carry performance right here against Goku, and I think he outshone Goku. But then this was the Rebel without Seth, right? So again, little asterisk I would say on that particular matchup, because I think with Seth, the new Rebel is definitely a lot stronger. But hey guys, should be fun. As you can see, the Vans are in front of you as well. Ziggs getting manned out, a few other champs also getting manned out. I think we're very close to game starting right here. You guys are watching the Riftwars finals. Let us know who you think is going to win. I mean, I know all the money probably, if you were to put, would be on level up right here, but देखना पड़ेगा at this point, where if this will end up changing out to this thing, like I'm excited for some upsets, you know what I mean? Like I'm excited to see if just a team can like do something interesting and make this like a fun series, right? That's what you want, don't we, Chief?
I mean, that's exactly what we want here, because everyone just wants drama, and there's going to be upset happening, right? Because just the team is like a pretty new team, I would say, and them defeating Levelup. I mean, this is like currently the best roster Levelup has ever had, and them defeating the Tier 1 roster right now would actually, mean a lot to them.
Absolutely.
Roster, right? So I think it's going to be Fox playing in the Baron lane, and I think it's going to be Beyonder playing mid lane.
You mean Beyonder playing mid and Fox? Oh, when you said Fox, I thought you said, wait, why is Fox playing Baron? You mean the FAWKES Fox, right? Okay,
Yes.
got it. Yeah, that makes sense, I think, because they need a strong mid laner to match up against Snowy, right? If they had Starboy, it would still make sense. Now, Snowy, as you know already, is very much into the assassin meta. Will just play Fizz, Akali, and Zed as much as he can. And Pain as well, I think, just wants to play carry at this point. He can still play tanks, but he's just so well versed on his Rengar, his Kha'Zix, and some other champions as well. Merav, in fact, has taken on the tank duty for this team, right? You're generally gonna see him on the Gragan, the Gragas combination. I'm just gonna make it one word, the Gragan. Or recently he's been playing J4 top with just all tank. Zed has been banned out against him, so he will not get to see it. I also like the fact that Jarvan is getting banned out against just a team, because you have seen them play Jarvan in the jungle lane as well. So, and there's a lot of picks that Levelup can pick, so don't have to worry about it, right? Jiren is looking like he's gonna get first pick right here. They did win the toss. It's a best of 3, mind you. And I mean, I just hope we get started into picks instantly, right? But wait, we have to invite Cathode to the thing, no? Is he already here?
I think he's already here.
Perfect. Alright, then, alright, who are we waiting for? If you're getting started, guys, we will just get started with the game very, very shortly. Some predictions in chat, boys. 10-15 minute game, 10-minute game, 20-minute game. Let me know. I'm not saying Levelup will win. I'm just saying let me know how many minutes the game will end. Lucky winner will get a free bauble from me, or probably not. I'm just lying.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't appreciate you giving a free bauble to anyone. It's like exact minute, right?
Winner gets to play Pokemon Unite with me, and I'll carry them. How about that, guys? Hey, did you play Pokemon Unite yet, Chief?
I haven't tried that game yet, but it definitely.
Your entire AOV community is crazy for Pokemon Unite right now. I'm seeing that CC wala group, everyone just playing Unite. I think FC also left Wild Rift to play Unite only. That's what I heard last about some people just want to have fun, play Unite. This Snowy tryhard is already Ultra 4 on the game, which is like one division below the highest tier, which is Master. People doing a lot. The Brahman coming out is also quite good, because it is a pick that any support can play, and Adib DV is like 17 minutes game. So wait, isn't that Snowy Adib DV, or is that my boy Night Owl? Night Owl's being like 17-minute game. I like it. If it's a 17-minute game, it actually means it's not going to be a stomp. Banned out the Lulu as well. I guess they just don't want to play Fox Hyper Carry, but it does look like both the teams are now ready, since all the 3 bans have been made on each side, guys. We will get into game very, very, very shortly. You guys are watching the finals of the Riftwars week 2 September. So winner of this will get the maximum points. They will get a role on the server as well. It's a practice tournament where teams just get to practice their skills against one another. And I think we are almost about to get started in this matchup right here. What else?
Also, like, we're going to be moving into draft, right? So what do you think is going to be picked up? Because nowadays, I do feel like Lucian and Senna, especially after the skins being released, right? High new skins, I'm seeing them every single place.
I want to see Jiren on Senna. I haven't seen him yet. I think Senna right now is very low-key broken in the bot lane, because there's multiple combinations you can run with, Gragas Senna, Galio Senna, Nasus Senna. You can even go Ziggs Senna, or some people in the LPL Wild Rift have gone Orianna Senna as well, right? So it's gonna be very interesting to see how Senna gets utilized right here. But as the game has started right here, we are gonna look into potentially an Irelia first pick right here from Snowy. Have to wait and see if that's gonna be the case. I mean, his Irelia, I would like to see it. I know that for a fact that he should struggle a lot earlier, but then he definitely is very good on it now. And I feel that's gonna be it for him. So I'm definitely going with what he feels is strong. That there was an option for Fizz right here. He could still go for it. Oh my god, you're gonna see a Galio coming out right there. Oh my lord. Chief, there's a Galio on Snowy. How rare is
All
that?
predictions are wrong, right? I mean, you predicted he'll be going first, you predicted he'll be going Z. Then ultimately you just came down the area.
Yeah, he banned the Z out, bro. I was like, bro, like Snowy Galio. Also, I think what I like about the new level up team, right, is they're definitely one of the teams that is currently figuring out what works best for them. They're trying with mid carry, jungle carry, and ADC carry, right? So because all of those three are like supremely heavy carry positions, and every one of them are carry players as well. What I do like on the other side is the Garen and the Camille pickup right here. So now you sort of have a front line, you sort of have some lock potential. The Camille also is picked to prevent the Galio Camille composition, right? So should be interesting to see how that pans out. And Corki getting picked up right here, very very strong in the meta, as is Anami, right? Two extremely S tier bot lane picks. There's a lot of things that YTK Wildrift can pick as well, which is the Kaisa, and he can even go for a Varus if they need to, but they are going to go for the Orianna as well as the Thresh, which I really like into the Nami, because Chief, like, a Thresh, if he lands the right hook on Nami can die in the early game, right? So that's just going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, Nami is like kind of a squishy champion, right? Even if single hook is coming from the Thresh, right? I mean, there's nothing Nami can really do, right? Because she doesn't have any skills that can, help her dodge that as well.
Absolutely, right? So let's the Lee Sin and the Darius being panned out right here. I like the Darius response of the Garen in general. The Garen's a stronger front line, but Darius with his stacks up can make things happen. And you've seen Merum's Darius, right? It's pretty good. So I like the matchup as well. I think he's going to challenge Fox in the 1v1s as well. And like we said, the Kaisa pickup makes sense. Currently very strong in the meta as well. Corki, Kaisa are some of the most seen marksmen in the lane as well. The Orianna also not bad into the Galio. It just gives them a lot of damage as well, the right sort of compositions. But in terms of pure engage, right, like I don't see a lot beyond maybe the Thresh and the Camille going in. But on the other side, what do you think of Levelup's composition? Like they have the Galio, the Darius, they have the Corki package, the Nami ult. Definitely a lot of options for them to engage.
I mean, they have a lot of options, right? As you said, if Darius is going to be still on the hook, if Lee Sin's going to be the kick turn, Dragon Fist come inside any one of them, right? And Galio also has that, taunt, right? So they have a lot of engage potential. But then again, if you look at the comp from just team, they have the Camille, right? Camille is literally the best engage you can ever possibly ask for.
Yep, and the match is about to get started right here. We are in the game 1 of this best of 3 series, mind you. So Levelup made very quick work of their semi-finalists Aphelion. They just defeated them in 12 or 13 minutes right here. So they are on a very good high. Whereas Just a Team, they had a free game in the semi-finals where Dus just ended up forfeiting, right? So they're a little not as warmed up, I would say, as Levelup. And you can see Levelup right here, right? They're looking for mid lane sort of a push right here, which is something that you see very commonly in all of the teams, all the pro teams from SEA to China, and to tend to do that as well. Now, Camille, can she get to her red buff before Darius creates a nuisance? I think she should be able to. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Chief, we are seeing that, Beyond it could look to zone Fox and Jiren out right here.
No, but what I noticed is that Beyond didn't opt to go for the first skill, the hook one, right? He went for the third skill, and I don't really know what went into that. It was almost visually supposed to be going for the hook skill.
Yeah, so sometimes if you're in a bush, you can land a multi-man flay, which is why sometimes taking flay is good as well. But yeah, in this situation, I think he should not have leveled up anything, and then if then later have leveled up his hook, because that would have allowed him to perhaps have more pressure, because if that hook did land, then you would have definitely seen Jiren or Fox end up using some of the summon spells at the very least. But you can see already, right, the vision control that Levelup have, right? They have a nice ward on the Raptor Cam, they have a nice sword on the Krugs as well, and this is again we see a lot, right? Just before the scuttle spawns, right, you see the jungler coming mid, pushing out the wave and getting ready for that scuttle. The only difference is I think they did that a little bit too early. Having said that though, the top scuttle is going to be in trouble, and this could be the Garen being in trouble as well. Garen has to flash away, and honestly that's not the worst of the trades as well, because it is a Garen, mind you, and Merum just got very low in trying to bait that out, And I don't think they can even do a dive at this point anymore. Now, can Coven respond to the question? Because Fox has to run away right here. Does not have anything. A simple taunt damage. There you go. The taunt does land. So does Lee Sin with the beautiful hook as well coming in. And this is where I feel like Fox does not respect the fact that the 3-man dive could happen. And I think at this point, Coven is looking for a bot lane gang, but it's a 2v4 at this point. Not really working out as well. And I think Levelup playing that really well, right, Chief? Getting first blood for themselves.
Yep, exactly right. If you like, you did mention that Garen disrespected the damage coming out from the casual taunt and decent right, but that's not exactly what's happening right now. And in the bottom, if you have a look, we did see the bottom lane winning for Levelup as well. So nothing's really going in the favor of just the team.
True. I mean, it's going in favor of Levelup, honestly, because they are ahead, no? Like, so it does pan out. The fact that the kill also goes to the Darius is very good for Merrim because, he did do all the efforts of beating it out for his team to come. His team was a little bit slow, but they came at the end of the day as well. The bot lane trade also, we saw it happen and they almost were able to get the Thresh right here, which is good on them. And the top side, you can see another gank happening. A little bit premature on the Darius ultimate as well. The Gary ultimate might just end up being their own death, but Snowy ends up flashing out right here. A little bit too aggressive on that Galio, but I like the aggression as well. Let's be honest, right? You see Levelup making plays happen, and that's what you want from a top tier team, right? Never stop making plays happen. And so, like, this could definitely be a kill right here. Another Q lance. He is still level 4, mind you. One more auto attack. I think he will survive. A beautiful tanking by the side of Pain. The fact that he was level 4 Chief just made it hard for him, and now Fox is getting a little focused, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, now that Merriam is ahead 2 kills and Garen is 0-2, right? There's nothing really even a Garen can do, right? Because Garen is usually a champion which you're supposed to tank, but just come in with ultimate and this secure a kill with. But, I mean, when you're going to be shutting down Garen this early on in the game, I don't think Garen can even be useful at least till 7 or 8 minutes. So it's definitely going to be a really hard game for Garen because we haven't seen any successful ganks from Camille as well.
True. The good thing is that the Garen just has to press a button and get stone played or something like that in tank. The problem, however, is the fact that Darius is getting 2 kills as well, right? Instantly Will's Protopet is probably going to end up finishing or getting very close to finishing his phage and probably going for Black Cleaver. Let's see if he's going to go for the Triforce as well. The Dragon does spawn. You can see a fight happening. Orianna could be in trouble, dies before even she can use her ultimate. The Nami wave also being used at the right time right here, and Levelup just making quick work of the dragon fight, Chief. They just get the Orianna. Pain solos the Orianna, honestly, and at this point can they do something more? They do want to go for the jungler is still alive, mind you. This could be a smite happening. Beautiful hook right there, another hook, another kill. The package also beautifully ended up being used. Again Garen dies before using judgment as well, and this Levelup roster looks extremely strong right here. And just a team, they might have beaten Rebel, but now they're playing against a team, Chief, that is just on a very different level. And you can see Orianna just came back into the game as well, and the moment she came back, she had a Darius waiting for her, who almost got a kill for himself, but ended up having to flash away with the Orianna, right, Chief? So this is a different behemoth, a different team whatsoever, and it looks like your team is struggling.
This team is definitely struggling, but you have a close look at that fight. Orianna was caught out of position and her not being in a dragon fight, right? Because when you have champions like Thresh, when you have champions like Camille, you need someone to follow them up, right? And Orianna not being that definitely made a lot of difference. And now that Levelup have secured the dragon and they also want to fight, they're just going to be going straight for the Rift Shuttle and able to secure that. They just bursted the Rift Shuttle down.
Yeah, I mean, Outlaw did try his best to steal it. Does not happen. Ended up blowing a flash as a result. And I just feel bad for the team, right? They've just not been able to play some proper Wild Rift at all. And honestly, I have to give props to them, but also like question a bit of Dusty team as well. Now they are a new team, so obviously rotations, you cannot expect them to have the same level as a top tier team like Levelup does. But again, they're just so aggressive at this point. And Pain, I think, is one of the players you have to always keep watching out for. Like, I'm a fan of that guy. He just ends up playing very aggressive, and I think this time also his team is following up extremely well. And now, there is no towers that are yet gone. But again, Darius gets a solo kill in the bot lane. We missed that out in the interview thing, but I think he should be fine. And that's just going to be Darius, reaping the rewards of the early game ganks the team gave him. Playing that supremely well. And I think Fox's game is pretty much GG, right? You can see that the fight happening. A beautiful bubble into Taunt does land, and Snowy should almost look to get the ADC, but not before Camille comes with her X-Tech ultimatum, and that's going to be a kill as well. The first kill on the board for Tasha team is pretty good right here. But here comes Corki as well, wants that kill onto Eternal and almost gets it, but not before goes a tad bit too aggressive right there, and beautiful hook by Zebek right there to get that for himself. They will end up losing the first tower, but at least a couple of kills go over to, just a team right there, Chief. I think Chief has AFK for a few seconds. It's going to be me casting for this point as well. So finally, we are seeing some bits of fight coming out from this team right here. Now, they do still lose the bot lane tower, but the fact that they're able to get 2 kills and trade another towers is still looking good. The problem here is that nobody is watching mid, and this could potentially be at least single plating on a beautiful hook lands right there. Has to end up blowing his flash, and Snowy could be in trouble as well. A bit too aggressive. Level up after a very, very good start. Are slowly faltering, I would say, like getting a bit too aggressive, I would say, taking this game a little bit too lightly, I must say. But let's just have a quick look at the build. By the way, the naming convention is opposite. Just a team is on the red side and Level Up is on the blue side. So pardon for the switch in the scoreboard. Please ignore that. The team on the left is Level Up. Team on the right is just a team. They're just a team, guys. But the kill going out to the Kaisa, definitely good. Fox, is not Fox as in the FAWKES. Fox is 1-5 in the game, struggling quite a bit, let's be honest right here, right? Like 5 deaths. Like out of the 8 kills that they have, 5 of them are just on the single guy right here. But I think the mid laner and the ADC are doing quite well as well. I mean, in fact, if anything, Kale is ahead of Fox at this point, at least a 1k gold ahead. The only difference right now, the huge difference, is in the Darius versus Garen matchup. As you can see, like Darius is able to get the 1v1 without any issues whatsoever, and Pain is just enabling his team left, right, and center. 20 seconds to go on the objective comms as well. Now Jiren could be in trouble. The hook needs to land. Oh, just barely misses right there. He could have had that hook, but I think Jiren just had some fancy footwork on that mermaid, and then she was able to survive that hook. Now 9 seconds to go. Corky's package is up at this point, and I think this should be another dragon fight where I do not think Rebel should look to take it. They are 4k gold behind. Oh, beautiful flank coming in. There's a beautiful flash also from Kailash to make sure that he does reposition from that. Now if they get Pain in this fight, oh, beautiful zone to buy the time as well. Package as well being used, and I think at this point they do get this jungler as well, which is not bad. But now they should need to look to disengage, which they have not been able to. And here comes big boy Darius right here. One more ability is all that he needs to take. He flashes, does not ult yet. He still has an opportunity to get a couple of more kills, but I think he has gone a bit too deep. Not before a double turn lands from Snowy, and Snowy will look to run away as well. The ultimate was on cooldown. He did use it somewhere else, but the mid lane tower will go down even after getting the Lee Sin. They lose 2 people on their side, and this will still mean that the dragon will end up going over to Level Up right here, who still are looking like they are in the driver's seat in this game. And honestly, like, well played currently on the side of Level Up, and you can see that the Beyonder is trying to make some plays happen as well. You can see that I think Level Up are overstaying a little bit in certain areas as well. So there's a lot of things that they as a team can also improve upon, because they are also one of the top teams in the country right now, looking to become the best as well. But just a team as well with some really experienced players right here are able to still make those team fights work for them. And I think Garen dying again, just not looking for him at all at this point. 404 is the Darius at this point, who is extremely tanky, also with a dead man's blade, and the protocol can look to make plays. All eyes are going to be on the Orianna and the Kaisa at this point on the side of just a team. But you see Snowy, right? Even if he's on a champion like Galio, does not hesitate from going for those flash taunt plays or for anything else that helps his team get those kills and advantages. Now Darius could potentially be in trouble. The Garen ult was very premature, but I don't think it matters. In fact, the big shutdown goes over to the Camille right here. The Camille herself was very behind with that shutdown. Is still quite behind, but at least some gold is gonna get back. And again, another hook does land, and Zebek honestly pretty pog on those thresh hooks right here. Beyonder playing that quite well. Oh, beautiful Camille ultimate as well, just to provide, but I think he will die in the process. It's a 4v5. The Level Up are playing, and they're still dying in the process. Never mind, they get a 1-for-1 here. Pain will use that Sonic Wave, but not actually get it for himself right here. So just a team, after a very horrendous start, are slowly creeping themselves back in the game. That goal lead that was around 4,000 is now just around 3,500. So slowly and steadily they're getting these kills. Garen, the recipient of that kill, 6.4k, still quite a bit behind, but some plays are being made, and I feel a lot of it we have to give credit to Beyonder right here for being able to land those clutch hooks. Like, he had a feeling that someone would be there even before he went in, just goes in for a blind hook and gets it. They were able to kill the Nami as well. And Snowy also on this Galio. At this point, he's just playing utility. That's what a Galio does. Fox, Fox as in the Garen still needs to get a lot more tankier. He has opted for a teleport. I just honestly feel a stone plate here would be so much better if he just is going to be frontline. Because anyways, Darius is not going for a teleport, right? You don't really have to match him per se. You can just go ahead and build that out. Camille does now have her first item is going for the death stance from the looks of it as well, but she is quite behind in terms of levels as well. The Lee Sin is a level ahead of her. Lee Sin already has a GA for himself too, and I think Level Up at this point, they are still winning the game. They don't really are in a panic state as well, but Just a Team have done well to sort of come back in the game, right? They are here to make sure that, you know, we are not going to go down the little fight. If we can get some picks, it's good for them. But you can see that a Kale could be in trouble. Beautiful ultimate coming out from Pain right here makes the lovely play happen. And again, the playmaker of this team is that Lee Sin. As my co-caster Chief is back in the game. Chief, in case you missed everything, Lee Sin had a beautiful kick from behind the Raptor cam. They killed the marksman of Just a Team right here. His first dead of the game, and that's just going to be Baron on the side of Level Up. So things did get a bit even Stevens for the last 4-5 minutes, but now have again accelerated heavily in favor of Level Up with that beautiful pick off as well. Kudos to Pain on that Lee Sin.
I mean, yeah, at least from the part that they messed out, it was like 0-7, and now the score is 12-6. So definitely a few plays happened, and Just a Team were able to get a few shutdowns happen. So I mean, that did even up the game for a while, I guess, when I was missing. But now when I'm coming back, I'm just seeing that Level Up is has managed to take the Baron, and all they're doing is pushing out every single day.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be too hard for them as well because another fight's about to happen. Oriana should run away. That's a nice 3-man ultimate as well, but they are looking to reposition. The Camille ult is there to get the Fox as well. I think they should look to get another kill as well. This is a fight they should look to 100% take. The chase needs to continue. The Baron needs to be delayed. They need to keep fighting this over and over as well. And they are. Flash from the Nami is good. Snowy is caught on the wrong side of the map, and they will get that kill. Not before Snowy almost gets Kaisa in that fight as well. But so far so good. Now Jiren and Fox are like, you know what? Let's get the freebies, boys. They get themselves a couple more kills and they get themselves another kill. So I really like the re-engage coming on the side of Pain right here. Honestly, MVP performance coming from this guy, man. Always a treat to watch on this jungle pick right here. I think he himself is gonna just be able to get that. Just when you thought, Chief, you know, okay, they get 2 kills back. No, Pain decides, let's just make it a 3-for-2 in their favor.
Yeah, we just all he had to do is come and get a kill, and that's exactly what he did. You know, he didn't even have to put in any effort for getting all of these kills. Nami was just sparking Lee Sin up, and all Lee Sin had to do was just, land this one, go and get a free kill. And this is exactly what he did. And with that, I guess all the hopes were with Just a Team having a comeback in this game. I think they were crushed.
Absolutely. And now with Baron, being taken, the outers are all gone except for the mid inner. So mid inner turret is still available inside of Level Up, and now they have amassed themselves like a 9,000 gold lead. So the Baron power play has already worked in their favor, right? From being 4k up to they already have a 5,000 power play going on for themselves. And now you have to wonder how do Just a Team play, right? It's all defensive right. Somebody could be in trouble, does end up getting hooked. Here comes a Nami ultimate as well. That's a 4-man Nami ult, very good tidal wave, and the Fox as well. Nice package right here. He does survive to the skin of his teeth. Now Kale is untouched, but the damage output is just surreal on the side of Level Up, and that's just going to be game right here. Triple kill ends up going to the Darius right here, and honestly super well played there from Level Up as they take game 1 in their stride. It was very even Stevens in the mid game, but they always had a great early game and they were keeping their cool at this point, and they get a comfortable game 1 win, Chief, in this 4 finals.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of very easy game, and it wasn't much of a storm because Just a Team had their moments, they had the few victories which they had, and they were kind of happy with them, and that's exactly why the game dragged on for almost 15 minutes. So I really hope the same performance is going to be shown by Just a Team in the next game as well, and I really hope KD do win the next game because this is the best of 3 and you're watching Riftwars.
Yeah, I feel like you saw why Level Up is one of the top tier teams, right? The continuous gank in the Baron lane, right? Over and over again. At that point, I think Fox did a good job. The Garen did a good job in, surviving the first one. He should have just backed away completely. Decided not to, ended up dying a couple more times. I think that was good. In the mid game, however, Level Up did overextend a couple of times for these towers, and I feel like Just a Team came back well, in the mid game as well. But then one wrong fight, one beautiful pick off, honestly, from Pain from behind the Raptor cam, getting YTK Violet right here. I think that's just sort of sealed the deal. And once they got the Baron, guys, I think it was all over for them. So well played on the side of Level Up. They take a 1-0 lead in this best of 3 series. Now, game 2 will be starting in just a few minutes. It's not like we have a break of 10 minutes or whatever. So, any expectations from game 2? Are you expecting a closer game or a more dominant game? Because I am, if you ask me, I think game 2 will be a lot closer because I feel as if now just a team have figured out a little bit on how they need to play, and I feel like Level Up also gonna play the same style, right? So this is really all gonna be on to just a team.
I mean, yeah, I really want the game to be a closer game because yeah, they did figure out how Level Up plays and the rotations were matched kind of matched because, but it all depends on what Snowy is going to be playing, right? Because in this game you did see Snowy playing Galio, and if Snowy is going to be playing something like Assassin, like something like a Fest, something like a Katrina or something like a Kali, right? Then that might be a completely different thing. So I mean, it depends. Like my prediction for this game completely depends on what Snowy is going to be picking.
Got it. I'm gonna be looking forward to this as well. Let's have a look. I think I'll just be back in a minute. Just give me a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at the game one also, right, because it was just Lee Sin, like, not just Lee Sin, right, that every single lane was shining up. Darius shining up in the early game, Lee Sin shining up in the mid game. You know, as you said, he didn't get that perfect kill, I mean, from behind the Raptors, getting the shutdown on kill, and that's exactly what changed the game in the mid game, and, you know, just turned the tables onto the side of Level Up. But, I really want, I mean, you know, Camille did try, Kale did try, but, you know, in the end, it just didn't work out for them. So in this game, I really hope something different happens, but all I want to be looking from this game is that, you know, Kale playing on his Corki. And now that the bans are out, the first ban is going to be 6. So 6, I really don't know why is 6 ban like all of this, right? But chat, what are your predictions? Do you guys think it's going to be a 2-0 or do you guys think it's going to be like, you know, a 1-1 and Just team is going to be making a comeback in the second game? So let us know what you think in the chat, in the live chat down below.
Chat as well, and I'm back as well. But I feel like definitely, we are gonna probably see a 2-0. But what I do want to see is that there are some highlights on the side of just a team, right? There are certain players on their team who did make some good plays happen, namely the Thresh. I would say a lot of the right pickups, and even in the early game, I think Kale had the right damage. Now it depends a lot on how the early game goes for just a team. I feel like they are experienced players who understand macro themselves. But Level Up just playing as a well-oiled machine, right? They know how to play as 5. They know, okay, you know what, you gank a lane once he's behind, just continue ganking those lanes as well. Now, if the Baron at this point is able to, if he's able to get an even lead and not give that away this time, and you head into the Dragon fights or the Rift Herald fights in an even Stevens game, and you play out a 5v5, I feel some of the players on the side of just a team can maybe give a good this thing. Oh, beautiful, we have Violet coming back. So this definitely changes things around, right, Chief? Because now you have
this is definitely going to be changing the dynamics around, because if you do, I was telling you about Snowy, right? He's going to be equally matched up against equally good player, and Violet versus Snowy. So this is going to be like a proper mid-lane matchup. The team with a better meta is going to be winning the game, because ultimately, Amir is like Amir and Volk are the only people who can match up to Snowy's level if you're going to be talking about mid lane, and it's going to be Amir in this game. So I'm really excited what's going to be happening in the mid lane.
I feel like mid lane will still be Snowy favored, because I feel like Snowy just works very well with Pain as a whole, and I don't see just a team's mid jungle panning out the same way. Having said that, though, if Snowy is still gonna play these control mages or Galio type of stuff, where he's gonna have to depend on his team for certain levels of carry, then there is a way which in which I feel you can still abuse that. Because Snowy, I think he works best when he is himself the carry. Which time and time again he's proved that he can carry his team, right? But again, this is the team that is made up of multiple carries, right? You have Fox, you have Pain, and you have Merrim as well, right? All of them can carry on the specific champions if you want them to. So he's also adjusting to that new role, I'm guessing, right? Just playing Galio and other things where he's allowing his team to be the carries, he's being the engaged, the front line, the tank, what his team needs him to be, right? So I have a feeling we'll have to see the Lee Sin also see, like, there's a lot of picks Level Up plays. I'm not sure how the bans will go right here, but what I am expecting from game 2 here is that the fact that Violet is here. Now Violet's Irelia is very good as well. Now if they just want to play aggressive, I don't see it makes sense for them to build like a very control mage type of comp, right? Just play skirmish heavy comps. And this is like a small suggestion for all those teams, who are currently weak at macro, right? If one team is better than macro, you win by doing things like they don't expect you to do, right? Just play something like an Aurelia, play something that ends up like getting them very surprised. I would call it cheese, but not exactly cheese, right? You beat them with things they don't expect you to do, and then you just beat and you take that game on, right? And that's one of the ways where I think just a team can make things happen. This level up roster, however, Chief looks very, very strong. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and also like talking about the bans. So the bans, I really don't know why the Nami was banned. So all of these bans, they are like a change in bans, right? Because more often than not, what you usually find is that bans, teams banning with the same 2-3 champions.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be very interesting to see what the bans are, because I think we are seeing some variation at least. I'm not able to read out the bans yet. Baba, if you can just show me the bans in chat. There we go. It's the Nami, the Camille, and the Gragas and the Ziggs right here. I don't think the Ziggs ban is necessary at all. So no, he's not gonna play Ziggs. Not that he can't play Ziggs, he will not play Ziggs. If anything, I think they can play Ziggs and do something about that, right? So yeah, I mean, this does give counterpick to Snowy or to Meruem, because they are on the red side this game. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out. The Braum is available, mind you, right? So they can still play out against the Braum. 2 more bans still left to go, I feel, on the side of both the teams, right? We'll get to predict certain picks. I mean, we can still see the Corki coming in mid and other things as well.
Corki, I'm not really sure about, because Corki might be picked either in ADC lane or in the villain. But if you look at the side of just the team, right, I think they are going to be probably looking to play Corki in the villain, and it's Amir, right? Amir is the godly Corki.
Well, the game is just about to start in a few seconds, and Crowley's pointing out that Caster is not pointing out the position. What did I miss, Abba? No static shiv on marksman, okay. Camille bought Stinger Phage first 2 items, really?
Okay, I didn't really notice on the items because I
didn't see only. We are watching from screen share, so what you see on stream is what we also saw. Weren't able to check it that much. Anyways, I think there was a time in which the itemization is there. I don't think it mattered anyways that much. It was just the place, like them not having static shiv or whatever else. Not like there was a fight where the damage output was lesser. Either they just got caught out or they didn't. Corki Galio have not been banned out. Lee Sin, in fact, has been banned out, which I think is a good ban, right? I mean, too much playmaking potential in the early game with that champion as well, just very strong. Corki ban is also quite interesting because Amir plays Corki. Violet is a very good Corki player as well. Getting that away from him prevents the double EDC comp that potentially just a team may want to go, right? So both the teams are ready, guys. We are looking to get started with game 2 of the Riftwars finals between Level Up Gaming and Just a Team. Chief, any expectations now? What is the first pick going to be? I have a feeling you could potentially see a Thresh or a Braum. A Braum, probably, right? Probably a Braum. But
it might be a Braum, I mean, that is
Zebek just like wanted first pick. You could see that rotation already happened in the champ select. So I'm guessing he'll go for some support. Nami being banned out, he can still potentially go for a Thresh himself. But it's not first pick. What this is, I don't think Jiren will be really playing Thresh per se. The only pick that he can play into the Thresh is probably a Braum now, which would make sense for Zebek to take it, right? So we'll have to wait and see what the first pick is going to be. Now Braum is a good pick regardless, because I think there's a lot of utility that Braum offers with his shield as well as his passive stats. But never mind, it's going to be the Lulu right here. Now this could potentially be a deny against Level Up, because I feel like Level Up with Lulu and whatever Fox is on is just insta carry right here, which I like. Because it does also mean that now Zebek can play carry, can peel or shield or help out his marksmans right here, right? Like Lulu Zaya or even Lulu Kaisa at this point works really well. Jiren has picked up the Senna for himself, which is very interesting. Because Senna, again, is just so strong in lane as well, so strong in these team fights where, the longer the team fights go, Senna's sustain, Senna's damage output is just very hard to see. And I love the fact that Irelia has been picked. Like, we did talk about how Snowy would end up playing Galio, and then Irelia is such a great response to Galio, right? The fact that they all have physical damage to Galio's magic damage shield has no bearings on Irelia. Irelia does have a lot of damage that she can do as well. And Chief, you're back in the game. We're seeing the Irelia, we're seeing the Jarvan 4 come out as well. I think we're in for a very, very interesting game, at least in terms of draft.
Yeah, I mean, the Irelia being picked up, especially against Galio, right? So it's going to be meaning that she can just cut through the Galio's magic defense shield, and it's like throwing Galio useless in the fight. But what we're going to be seeing is that bottom lane being Lucia and Senan. Lucian and Senna. So I think both of these players have the skin, are going to be flexing the skin as well. So
I think yeah, we're gonna see a high known Lucian and high known Senna in the bot lane, boys. So if you ever felt bad about being poor, just watch this game from Level Up and feel even worse about it, right? Because they're gonna flaunt their skins and look very cool while playing it. But they are really beautiful skins, aren't they, like Chief? Like both the high known Senna and high known Lucian skins just look amazing.
I mean, they look amazing, but I never had the chance to experience those. So,
we can just see them. We can never play with that. I know that feeling. But at this point, you're seeing Riven Jungle come out from Pain, which is very, very strong as well. But I like the J4 and the Wukong pickups as well. That's a lot of CC and frontline on the side of just a team as well. And the Kaiser pick honestly works really well in the early game too. Some disengage as well. Now Riven and the Renekton might just go after the Kai'Sa because honestly she will be the priority target, and even for Irelia, right? Such a strong skirmish based composition, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Irelia, Wukong.
Just before we stay, Steve, there it is, the High Noon Senna, High Noon Lucian. There you have it. Oh,
yeah.
High Noon Senna. What is that splash at? How awesome is that? Holy crap! That just looks insane right here. Guys, we have to focus on that, right? I hope Baba also focuses for a few seconds on that Senna right here. I don't want to watch anything except for that Senna gameplay for now. There we go. Zoom in on that walk, guys. Zoom in on that stuff. Look at that skin, guys. Worth every of your 1325 wild cores. Look at it. She walks on a freaking crazy ass horse with fire pumping out. And I feel like, skins win you games, don't they? And I think that's what's going to happen here as well.
Skins give you a skill, right? So even if you're like, skillless player, a little zero IQ, if you have a skin, you are definitely going to be playing well with the skin. Because, whenever I see a skin in the rank games, right, I do feel like the player is a good player. So I need to be a player a little bit safe against the player with the skin.
Yep, Piro plays is saying Aphelion se haare to level up se kaise jeete, but I think Level Up beat Aphelion, so I don't know if that point makes any sense. Anyways, Papa, your screen share is like getting stuck. We might have to restart. But anyways, we are starting with this game very, very soon, and you can see already, right? What I like about the Jarvan versus Renekton matchup, right? Chief is like the Jarvan doesn't have to do much. Just just press his first ability and start poking, right? And the fact that he gone Conqueror isn't bad, but if he just had Eri right here, holy shit, that would just been bad. In the mid lane though, Snowy could be in trouble and Violet. Oh, Violet. That goes a little bit.
They went in a little bit too deep, and the communication between Galio and Wukong, right? As you said, right? The synergy between the mid and the jungle, it's way superior for Level Up. And that's exactly what we just happened over here, right? The Riven coming in clutch and getting the kill on Irelia, because Galio was basically losing the 1v1, and if it had stretched on for a little bit longer, right? If the Riven hasn't come in, Irelia would have definitely got killed.
Yeah, in the bot lane as well, these two people on the Senna and the Lucian also creating a lot of havoc right here. And right on time comes Snowy. This is what I like about Level Up. They're so coordinated in the gameplay. Now Zebek has to back. Zebek does not back exactly on. I think there was 0.2 seconds left on his, on his back time, and I think the Winds of War from Snowy just landed at the right time, and now it's going to be a 1v4. You've seen this in some other websites as well. Now you're seeing it in Wild Rift as well. Feels bad for that guy at this point, and now Violet is looking for the gang, but you should not do. That would be death on your side. Gets exhausted. Triple flash coming in right here. Level up. Nice aggression right here, Chief. Just look at that. They just never hesitated. Everyone flashed in for that kill except for Fox.
And see, all of these, they are making plays. Miller on the side of just the team, Wukong just slowly farming up. So, I really hope that farmers will be making a difference when it comes down to
I don't think it's going to do any difference at all. The fact that, the Riven has already gotten 2 assists, she's just a little bit behind in gold. But the fact that Snowy has 2 kills this game as well, this is like the same start that Level Up had in game 1. Their early game, honestly, is extremely good, I have to say, right? I think they're just very good at executing in early, but let's see how they're able to play to the mid to late game as well, because that's where I feel as a team, this is where they can do their cleaning up a little bit better. Because we've also played against them, and the early game is definitely a lot better than most teams that you see in the scene, right? I think this is because all the players have very good synergies in how to play. And they're also playing against a team that, is still relatively new, still learning, still does not have a jungler who is, that ready as of yet. I mean, they're not. Is 0317 Coven right here? They're not even playing with Outlaw right now.
He's not even playing with Outlaw, exactly. And
yeah, it's not even playing with Outlaw.
Main jungler, right? So that is kind of creating a jungle difference gap in this game.
They're definitely creating a gap for themselves for sure, right? And now, the fact that Kaisa also is dead, I think she falls behind a little bit right here. In terms of gold, you can see already 700 gold lead on the side of the marksmans as well. 2 kills on the side of Galio. The Irelia dying solo as well. She's not that behind the game, but here comes Violet as well. They want to get a kill. There is no flash on the Senna, but there is a flash on the Fox, and Fox. Oh my god, Violet just decides to not go for that last kill, but I think that's not the worst things as well, because Riven comes as well, tries to clean up, and at this point they should look to get that. Wukong is also there, but that's not going to be enough, and triple kill goes over to the Riven right here, and they just look to die. It's going to be a quadra kill coming out for Levelup Gaming, and on that Pain as well. Pain just happily playing that Riven, getting those kills for himself. Just better execution at this point.
It was way better execution, because like if you had seen over her, right? I really had a one second, just give me a-
Yeah, Arelia, had the opportunity, but she was not able to get the last Q onto the Lucian as well. Lucian had his flash, the only guy who had not flashed in the last team fight, keeping his flash alive for that exact moment. And then Riven and Galio came for the cleanup quite well, and they were just able to get everything back. They just lost 1 kill in the whole process, and I think that's going to be fine for them, right? That's a huge win coming out for Levelup Gaming right here. Levelup Gaming definitely now look like, this is a team that has to be reckoned with as well. Here comes the Renton as well. He wants to go in onto 3 people. He does survive. That's a beautiful tanky coming out right here. The Inferno Dragon does go over, but not before Violet's like, I'm not going to let you go right here. The Violet just could get more damage right here, but defense does come. So does the Cavalry. Violet could be in trouble. J4 could be in trouble as well. Has to flash away. The Herald does get slain on the side of just a team, but not before they lose 2 people in the process, Chief. And now, this is like, they trade the Infernal Dragon for a Rift Herald and 2 deaths. I still think that heavily goes in favor of Infernal.
I mean, I really wouldn't say, the Justice team really had an opportunity to go in that, because if you're going to be losing all of these fights one after one, and I realized not to be making all of these special plays, right? Because I really had the right target. She almost killed Lucian, but she hesitated to just go in for the last kill, and that made all the difference. Now, if you look at the goal odds, right, Foxy is so much more ahead than Kaiser.
Yeah, Foxy's ahead because of the fact that Kaisa got focused, so did the... it's just Levelup as a team getting themselves ahead, right? This is their rotation, and this is what every good team is supposed to do, right? If you're watching some Violet, if you want to get better at the game, it's not just about your 1v1, it's about your team working together. In this case, it's the Meruvim and the Pain show right here on the top side. Beautiful gank as well. Gets the kill for himself. He gets on board with the first kill for his team. And again, there's not a lot that they can do, but they do want to go for it. The ultimate does end up getting used. The second knockup does not land. My god, the execution was just lacking completely on the side of Kevin. Binding here, he is a marksman, does not play end up jungle, but they still get the Senna for it. So some consolation perhaps, Chief, that they got the Senna for that kill.
Yeah, Kaisa played wonderfully well. Just going in perfectly at the right time, getting the kill secured on the Senna. Even to Wukong, kind of messed up the combo. Not really the most perfect combo, but Kaisa made up for it. So yes, I would say it's a pretty decent trade.
Yeah, it is a decent trade. In the bot side as well, you can see them going after Snowy, as they should look to get that kill and get the tower for themselves. So again, in the mid game, right, just when things looking so insane for Levelup, it's like these small things. Oh, Violet could be in trouble, so could the Kaisa as well, and here comes Jiren, wants the kill back for himself. This could potentially be the bot lane trade for themselves, but just a team after the early game. Oh, here comes beautiful knockups coming out from Pain right here. Well played there. Uses the flash as well, gets the double kill for himself. Pain just looking great on the Riven as well. Now this is a guy that you can just always watch and just have fun with it, because he just makes plays all across the map, right? And now, just because I was just saying out how just a team is gonna get back a little bit in the game and everything, but this doesn't matter. They lose 2 more kills in the process, and now with the Rift Herald being spawned as well, they are looking to just take down the tower. They are tanky enough that they can survive. So tower trade as well. The gold lead is still heavily in favor of Levelup with 6k gold lead, right? So looking bad for the bot lane, specifically in this game. I think Eternal and Beyonder have been focused quite a bit.
A lot of because if you just look at the aggression from Riven, right? Using the flash, using the fruitful, going in, getting all this kill. This is the aggression I love. This is the type of gameplay that everyone loves, right? The team fight happening every single place in the map. You not being that pussy, which just farming up and being pussy, but
yeah,
it's the complete opposite of that, right?
Correct. And the gap closing that he did, right? Like he was half the map away. Double dashes, proto build, flash, and then the third dash to hit the stun. It was just like how did you make up so much space in just a matter of half a second? And you can see now the phase checks are about to happen, but this time it's a 3-man area ultimate as well. Actually, not the worst of fights for Just a Team, as they will look to get Fox, has to flash away. Oh my god, Wukong is in trouble, has to run away himself, but here comes backup. The Riven, the netted combination again coming out for Just a Team. Now, you know, they had a good engage, honestly, and they got themselves a couple of kills, but they ended up losing 3 in the process. Fox still stayed alive in that fight, and I felt like this is where the gold gap, as well as just how far ahead a level up is making it easier for them to win out these fights.
Yeah, also like Jarvan not being there, because if you look at the comp, Jarvan is supposed to be the main tank for Just 3 man. Him not being that made so much difference, because Riven can just literally walk into them. Who's going to be stopping Riven, right? You have the Wukong, you have the Levelup. Literally nothing's going to be stopping Riven from going for the Kaiser. But Jarvan should have been there, but him not being that kind of, tilted the team fight in favor of Just the Team, but in favor of Levelup. But Levelup did manage to get 2 kills, right? They got a shutdown on Jiren, they got a shutdown on Galio as well. So I think that 3 for 2 trade, I would say a pretty decent trade. I mean, not even a decent trade, right?
I don't think it was a decent trade at all, because they ended up losing the dragon for the process as well. I mean, but then when you're so far behind, right? Even if you get a 2 for 3, I still think it's like fine, honestly. Like, at least getting something back in return, right? The goal lead is still like spiraling slightly more in favor of Levelup. They went from a 5k goal lead to now a 7k goal lead. And again, this Galio is quite fed as well, getting his guarantees a second item as well. And again, I feel like what happened in the last team fight needs to continue happening, because it was working on 3-man Arena ultimate or Wukong ultimate as well. They were able to boss each champions out, but okay, they're doing it happen. They do for a flash ultimate, a G4 combination as well. Just good positioning. Senna does that in the process. Not before this Riven is trying to 1v2 at the back, and nice flash from the Galio. Not before the Winds of War end up slaying him. It's still going to be a 1 for 2 at the end of the day. This is a fight where I feel they did not even have the Wukong. The Wukong is there for the ultimate. I think it's a little too late. Beautiful double taunt right here. Snowy might just end up dying right. Let's see if he survives. He does not. But then here comes Renton as well. They want to kill on the marksman. I don't think they'll be able to get it. It's going to be a 3 for 4 at the end of the day, or a 2 for 4 at the end of the day. So still working out in favor of Levelup. This could potentially be them maybe going after the Baron, but I like that Just a Team is like engaging. This is at least more fun to watch, right, compared to the last game when you saw with the feeling where it was just like one death. That's all they had.
Yeah, I mean, I realized making all these fancy plays happen, right? If there's a little bit of backup, because at this time I realized they had the backup. Jarvan went in with the follow-up, even now Lulu ultimate was that, but if they can make a perfect combo again, right? Because that's exactly what they're going to be doing right now. If Irelia is going to be going in and that is going to be the follow-up from Wukong, they might possibly try to get something out of it, but they're just going to be disengaging at this point.
Yeah, they tried as much as they could right here, but everyone just dashed out. Nobody's business this was. I mean, Jiren just flashed out of the pit. That's all he cared about. They have the Baron for themselves right now, and this is again, it's a 10k goal lead at getting Baron right here. All the inner turrets now, the bot and the mid inner turrets are about to go down as well. And I feel like Just a Team, as for the first time, they definitely did play decently well. Again, Riven is looking to charge 1v1 against the Irelia ends up missing her ultimate, unfortunate right here, and gets a solo kill right. And meanwhile, oh, nice topping of the dash right here, and they can look to get, never mind side. Oh, it doesn't matter. I thought for a second that Levelup might end up losing that fight because of how the engage happened, but they still get like 3 kills on their side overall. And now Lucian is also there just to get another couple of kills. Kavan has to back away right here, and I feel that this is looking like it would be game right here, Chief, because they've gotten like 3 kills and they're pushing all the 3 towers.
Yep, and Pain pushing out the top tower, Meridian pushing out the mid tower, bottom tower, and then Lucian and Sana just pushing out the mid tower. I mean, they did have, this was a chance, right? This was the chance that Just Team had to, make something out of it. This was bad the tables could have flipped, but they completely messed up this one. And that's also caused because a lot of goal difference already, and also the Baron buff on the side of Just Team, on the side of Levelup. That just made a lot of difference, right? And this was the fight, right? Because if you just see, they are going to be able to take down all enemies. The top is gone, bottom is gone, even the mid is going to be falling pretty soon. So at this point, they just need to let the Baron minions do the job.
Yeah, they got all 3 inhibitors. At this point, they can just stand and watch the minions crumple into the nexus right here. But 20 seconds to go on, which is potentially the Cloud Dragon next. I think that's like the next fight would be. And if you're Just a Team right now, you really can't do much. I think just go out of the Hail Mary, just go into the jungle, get a pick off, find someone isolated, and see if you can do something on that one. Because if you just let them get the dragon, let them push the 3 waves out, then you can't even take a Brawl 5. And that's exactly what they're looking to do right here. They look to go after the Renton as well, and they might just be able to wake up pick. Wukong ultimate is being used. Here comes Riven onto 3 people. She's zoning 3 people completely on herself. Kale has to be in tower, has to flash out of the Raptor pit. And again, this Riven is just so strong, Chief. Look at that. Now jumping after the Lucian as well. Triple kill though, however, ends up going over to the Lucian. Now this is all they could do right here, Chief. They tried what they could, but at the end of the day, it is level up with those beautiful plays coming out for themselves. Carrying from all lanes, I must say, right, who completely victorious in this tournament series. And Level Up are your Rift 4 winners for September week 2, Chief. I think they played an absolutely bonkers game right here, and even though just a team definitely looked to do what they could right here. Pain getting back-to-back MVPs in a row, showing why he is a star carry jungler as well. Beautiful. I like the itemization as well, like going for Sorai charge with third item because he was so far ahead in the game, opting for a GS last item. A lot of damage coming in right here. Cannot do much at this point. GG, well played to Level Up Gaming for winning the Rift Wars for week 2 edition. Damage outputs as well. I think Riven had the second highest damage, very close to Fox's 17.7k at this point as well. Snowy giving a lot of backup damage and being the initiator of sorts for this team right here. And I think everyone doing the job quite well on the side of Level Up. I think the early game is what sets them apart as a team compared to most other teams that participated in the Rift Wars. Well, that does it for today's stream, guys. Thank you so much for watching in, and it'll be fun to see how Level Up as a team progresses in the further tournaments, because they're looking like one of the strongest teams right now, and especially after Kochi Kame has decided to FF or stop or disband being as a team, whatever the hell they're doing. This does leave Level Up as probably the top team currently in the scene. We'll have to wait and see if other teams can match up to their aggression and caliber. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are watching the Rift Wars on Level Up India's YouTube channel. Make sure you guys leave a subscription and like. GG well played to Just a Team. GG well played to Level Up. We will see you guys next week for the next Rift Wars.
Moving too fast, life is moving in slow-mo. I'm a god, but I actually don't know. I mean, better put your pride aside. I'm a Benz, get more like a Volvo. Your best stuff looks like my words. Synapses, fire, and burst. Got the whole crew with me, about to do damage. You know we ain't average. I ain't gonna say this again, but it's in my time. Better look in my eyes. I'm a genius in the skies with my heart on my sleeve. And you force you a block to a king in his prime. Everybody got a line. Sit back with the stars in line. I finesse like my life on the 9 was a diamond in the rough, and now I shine.
No one could stop us, they'll try, but they won't. Nada nos puede parar. Oh no, we're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants. Yeah. Shutting it down. Been in the grind of my people all up in this place. Spinning this thing. Go to my rank. Royalty up in my veins. I'm loco, think I'm so cold. I say something, ain't no going back. Now they ask where Kiki's at. like you can't hang with that. 쏟아져 빛이 멀게 된 눈이 멈추지 않아. Once we go 날카로운 날로 모든 배워 빨리 달려. 넌 못 따라와. True damage we do it. True damage 보여줄게 뭐든 쉽게. 이기든 지든 my crew make the beat. No one could stop us. They'll try but they won't. Nada nos puede parar. Oh no. We're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. You thought that we were weak, but we coming right back. This time you're gonna see how we do it like that. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants.
I keep on shattering time. I might just leave you behind. Homie, you stuck on rewind. You just quit sleeping on mines. You got your back on reclined. When I damage your delicate spine, please don't act out, shy and surprised. They be like, what you mean? What is your